failure, disgrace, terrible, nothing good, bad controller, bad games, bad company. That's all I hear about the Wii U. Now, as you know, the Wii U didn't do well. 13 million units. What is the best-selling game on the system? I don't know. It sold about 9 million units. It would be considered a failure in any other company's book. So I just wanted to share with you guys why I think the Wii U was a revolutionary console. Why it was one of the greatest consoles that has ever been put on the market, and why I completely regret buying it. Now, hey guys, I just wanted to say that when I was making this video, it was more to be why I didn't buy a Wii U. This wasn't really supposed to be a rant, but it kind of turned into one as I spoke in this video. So if you see anything about that, I'm really sorry about that, guys. And I found that it was an entirely different console. Now, Nintendo, you have to be good about your naming here because it had a good launch. I know a lot of people have a hard time with the launch of the Wii U, but it was actually quite decent. The Wii U was a great console with great games. Super Smash Bros., Bayonetta, Twilight Princess HD, Wind Waker HD, Mario Kart 8, Super Mario 3D World. These are all great games. These are all revolutionary games, and games that I and you, fellow gamers, should have put your money into. Now, 13 million units, that is not good. Not good at all. You know how much the PS4 has sold? Let's see, about 55 million. Xbox One, about 30 million. Now, Nintendo had no success, and I did what most people did. Instead of buying a Wii U, I just picked myself up a 3DS and I started playing that because I didn't want to invest $300 into a console that nobody was making games for. I mean, there was no third-party support. Nintendo never lowered the price. I mean, they lowered the price of this system. They lowered the price of this system. I mean, heck, even Apple, a company that has been overcharging, lowered the price of this. Now, Nintendo became a little stubborn with the Wii U. They were so desperate to get money that they never lowered the price. And this whole jibber jabber that they had on where companies had a hard time making games because of this large controller called the gamepad. The gamepad, in my opinion, is probably the worst controller of all time. I mean, it was a flop. It was giant, it was big, it was about that thick. That thick. How are you supposed to use a controller that is that thick? Now, in my opinion, the Wii U Pro controller is one of the greatest controllers of all time. It's amazing. It feels great in your hands. Where the buttons are amazing. It reminds me a lot of another controller, the Xbox 360 controller. Except the buttons were in a layout that felt more comfortable on your hands and felt more compact than the big and bulky battery pack Xbox 360 controller. In which, great, I love that. I love that, I love that, I love that. But Nintendo, you have to realize, when a product isn't selling well, you have to lower the price. Look at the 3DS. This thing was flopping. It was failing in the market. Nobody was buying it. Nintendo lowered the price $70. Guess what? You're looking at 60 million units sold right here because of that. Because of this giant price drop that everybody thought was going to even make them lose more money, paid off in the future. That's what I would have wished happened with the Wii U, but it never did. And that is why I regret buying the Wii U so much. There were so many great games on this system, and I wanted them so badly. But when you keep a $300 price tag on a system that has sold horribly and nobody is making games for, it doesn't work. Same thing happened with the 3DS. You lower the price for that, look where it is now. It's considered the best portable console of our generations. And sure, you could have made better games, but your games were great. That's not the problem. The problem is the hardware. Okay, first thing I just love to mention. I just love to get this out of the way. Why are you still using the Wii remote? The Wii remote is the most outdated controller ever. And you still used it for this new system, which made it even seem more like an add-on. And then you have the bulky gamepad. I'm not even going to get to the gamepad because I've already trashed it enough. I know the gamepad was bad, but it had some good things about it too. But it was not not well put together. And then another thing is, like I said, you still use Wii remotes. And then instead of focusing on core gamers like we all wanted from you, Nintendo, nope, you want to go focus on little families prancing around playing Wii Sports Club in your family room. Now, the rest of this video, guys, I'm done trashing the Wii U. Now, I know I have trashed it a lot, and there was some very great things, but I'd like to talk about the newest console from Nintendo, the Switch. Now, this thing has fixed everything. The price. The Wii U was $350 at launch. The Nintendo Switch is $300, and it's a hybrid console. It's like Nintendo took a 3DS, a PS4, and a Wii U and smushed them all and a Wii and smushed them all together, and then said, "We did it," and they did. This thing is one heck of a console, and it is by far the greatest thing I've ever seen in a console. I mean, yes, I know it doesn't have the graphical capabilities of a PS4 or an Xbox One, but who cares? The way they've set the system up is they're doing what I have wished forever that they would have done. Games over hardware. Yes, the hardware is still great, but they are focusing on games too. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, 1-2 Switch, Bomberman R, Just Dance 2017, Super Mario Odyssey, Splatoon 2. The list goes on and on of these great games. Nintendo has really done it. They have fixed the problem. And guess what, guys? It's working. Because I'm trying to find Switch pre-orders because you're not going to believe this. I got enough cash to buy a Switch. Yep. Len and Maui got enough cash to buy a Nintendo Switch. I've been looking everywhere and I cannot find it. That is how good this thing has been selling. Nintendo is doing their old self. They're making great games. They're reaching out to third-party developers. They are worrying less about how great their controller is, how good their console looks, and they're worrying about the thing that gamers care about the most, the games. What are you going to pick up a system for? Oh, yeah, this controller looks nice. I'm going to go pick up the system. You pick it up. What am I supposed to do now? You're supposed to play games. And Nintendo is finally focusing on games for once. And that, I thank you, Nintendo. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.